Hey guys, what's going on? Evan here with Malevolent Gaming, and we have Kyle with us today. How's it going, man?
Pretty good.
Good, good. So we're going to be doing a deck profile today. What do you have for us?
Unchained.
Unchained?
Unchained.
Okay. I know nothing about this deck, so I'm probably going to be asking you a lot of questions along the way.
It's all right. Nobody doing anything did. So.
Well, yeah, I don't know what the deck does, so I can't really preface it with anything. You want to just jump into it?
Sure.
All right, let's do it.
All right. So first, your main deck Unchained monsters. I only have the one prismatic. Don't make fun of me. This one's super important. So this one, you can target a card you control. You can't special summon fiends for the rest of the turn after you activate this effect, but you target a card you control, destroy it, and then special summon it from your hand.
Okay.
So the main gimmick of this deck is you want to destroy your own spells and traps to summon the one that links using your opponent's monsters from the deck.
Okay.
So that's essentially what that one does. This one, essentially the same thing. It's a quick effect. You can target a card you control and destroy it. Can't special summon fiends for the rest, except for fiends for the rest of the turn. So it's just another way to destroy your own stuff and special summon the one from your deck.
Okay.
They also, when they are destroyed, you can special summon it from hand or deck as well.
Oh, okay.
So this is the one I'm talking about, Unchained Soul of Disaster.
This is one of the best guys, I'm guessing?
This is the really good one. So this is the one that enables all your plays because you can't link summon any of the Unchained monsters unless you have an Unchained Soul monster to use for it.
Okay.
So this one you can target a monster your opponent controls, and after that effect resolves, you link summon a Dark Link monster using this monster and the monster you targeted.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so essentially you link summon using your opponent's stuff.
Okay. And so
this one is not a quick effect, unfortunately. That'd be busted if it was. But it works out. It's a really good card. So.
Okay. So is this guy like mandatory for the deck?
Absolutely, yeah. If you play 3, you'll find yourself bricking a lot with it, which is why I chose to play 2.
Okay.
Because you can also recur it from the graveyard with all the links. So you don't really need to play 3. Some people are favoring playing 1, but Called by the Grave is in the meta all the time.
That's a thing, yeah.
If they banish it, you can't recover it with this deck, so
it's like an auto-lose.
You kind of have to play 2 at least, in my opinion. And next we have a couple of one-ofs, Dark Spirit of Malice. This card is pretty decent. When your opponent activates a card effect, you can discard it from your hand and special summon the level 8 from your graveyard.
Okay.
Its effects are negated, so you can't link summon your opponent's stuff using it, but you can still link summon into the link 2s and then use your opponent's stuff. So.
Oh, okay.
And then this will recur back to your hand after you do that. So.
Oh, wow.
It's a pretty good one-of. You don't want to see it too much because it doesn't do anything else other than that. But.
That's not bad though.
It's helpful. It helps you stay in the game.
Right. Okay.
Tour Guide from the Underworld. They're level 3 fiends, so if you summon it, there you go.
You're in business.
It's Tour Guide.
Yeah.
One Armageddon Knight. I favor Armageddon Knight as another way to not only pop your opponent's stuff or interrupt your opponent's back row, but you also play the one Shadal Dragon to destroy your opponent's back row, like I was saying before, or destroy your own.
Okay.
So it's essentially another way to special summon the Unchained monster from the deck. And then another way, something that I thought was really good about this is if you summon the red one and destroy your spell trap, your opponent ashes that, you still have your normal summon, so you can normal summon Armageddon Knight, send Shadal Dragon, and destroy another spell and trap if you open one. And that's another way to get your play started, essentially. So I think Armageddon Knight's super stable in this.
Sweet. Okay.
Another target for Armageddon Knight that I play is one Stygian Street Patrol. The level 8 has no attack, so you can summon it with Street Patrol. It's just another way to get out of your, it's another way to get it out of your hand if you open with it.
Yeah.
Because if you open with it, it's a huge brick, so you don't want to see it. So that's why I have the Street Patrol.
Okay.
3 Ash for hand traps. I mean, it's Ash Blossom. Everybody knows what it does at this point.
Yeah.
2 Phantasme. This card is really good in everything, I feel like. 3 Abominations Prison. So I'll preface by saying all of the spells and traps, if they're destroyed by a card effect, you special summon an Unchained monster from the deck, so you can summon the little ones, or you can summon the level 8 to start your plays.
Oh, wow.
They have to be set when you do that, so you have to destroy it as it's set on the field.
Right.
This one does not stay on the field if you activate it. You can add an Unchained card from your deck to your hand, so it's a rota for essentially anything you want in the deck, so it's really good.
Okay.
This next one is Wailing of the Unchained Souls. Essentially, it's a target to destroy to summon the level 8 is the main thing you want it for. But its first effect, which is kind of nice sometimes. If you link summon an Unchained Link monster, you can target a card on the field and destroy it.
Okay.
So it helps not only your own plays, but it also destroys your opponent's background stuff. So it's nice. 2 Called by the Grave. 3 is just too much in this deck. You don't want to see it too much.
But 2's okay.
But 2 is okay. 2 Cosmic Cyclone because Salamangreat is a huge problem for this deck. The Salamangreat matchup sucks in this deck.
Oh, really?
So you really need Cosmic Cyclone in the main deck to try and out their stuff. So,
Okay.
I think it's important. Lastly, Foolish Burial for the spells. It's another way to send Shaddoll Dragon, get your play started, or you can send Stygian, you get the idea.
Right.
3 Abominable Chamber. This one does not target and summons an Unchained monster from your hand or graveyard. Unfortunately, it's a trap. So most of the time, you're just destroying it to summon the level 8.
Okay.
2 Escape of the Unchained. Essentially, this one is Raigeki Break for Unchained archetype cards. So you target an Unchained monster you control and a card your opponent controls, destroy them. It also has the same effect. When it's destroyed, you summon the level 8 or the level 3s.
Gotcha.
Next, we have 2 Torrential Tribute. If you're going first, this card is incredible. If you're going second, this card really sucks.
So why is it good going first?
If you summon the little guys and you don't have a way, like you don't have a spell to destroy, essentially you don't have a play for the turn. So on your opponent's turn, you can interrupt their plays and interrupt their field, destroy your own guy, and then you get the level 8 to start link summoning using their stuff.
Okay.
So Torrential Tribute I think is really, really good in this deck. Imperial Order, this card's really good. And 3 Infinite Impermanents. So I only play Ash, the Phantasmes, and the Impermanents for this hand traps for them.
And you like those numbers overall? I mean, the 2 Phantasmes?
Yeah, overall I like the numbers. The Phantasmes are bad if you're going first, kind of. But they're essential if you're going second for the deck, because the deck struggles with the resource game, which is the biggest problem I found with it. Because you're destroying your own stuff, so you're really negging if your opponent hand traps you while you're trying to destroy all of your stuff. So it makes it rough to recover and have a good resource game with the deck, but it's fun.
Yeah, okay. What about the extra deck? You want to see that?
Extra deck? So the only Z's monster I play is Phantom Knights of Breaksword.
Okay.
I think it'll come up sometimes where you summon your guy with Tour Guide, go into this, and then target a spell you control to get the level 8, and then target a thing your opponent controls and destroy it.
Okay.
I think it'll come up a couple of times. It hasn't
Right.
come up for me yet, but I also haven't been playing this deck a lot recently.
That makes sense, though.
3 Unchained Soul of Rage. This card's really important. The Link 2 is the best one. It's a quick effect to link summon your opponent's monster during their main phase.
Okay.
So this by far is the most important one because it's the only one that's a quick effect.
Okay.
So you use the level 8, link summon their stuff, and then you have another link summon using their stuff during your opponent's turn.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you link summon, you can either link summon into the level 3 or the Link 3, which is not a quick effect, but again, link summon using your opponent's stuff into a Dark Link monster, or you can summon to Nightmare Unicorn because it's a Dark Fiend. So you can go from the Link 2 into Nightmare Unicorn using their monster and then shuffle something back on their field. So
Gotcha. Okay.
it's pretty solid.
What does the other Link 3 do?
The other Link 3, essentially the same thing. You have to target a monster your opponent controls, and immediately after that effect resolves, link summon using it and that opponent's monster as material into a Dark Link monster.
Oh, okay.
It's not a quick effect, unfortunately, so it's kind of the worst one.
Not as good as the Link 2.
It's not as good because Unicorn is another interruption, so most of the time you want to go into Unicorn.
Okay.
A couple Link 2s, I play Nightmare Cerberus, Nightmare Phoenix, because they're both fiends. They're Link 2s, so they're easy to make. And you can quick effect destroy a monster or a spell.
Okay.
And then we go on to the Link 4s. I play 2 Unchained Abomination. This card essentially destroys everything. So when an Unchained card destroys something on the field, you can destroy a card on the field.
Okay.
If during the end phase you can destroy a card in the field, and if you destroy a monster by battle, you can destroy a card in the field.
So you can potentially pop like an extra 3 cards.
Yeah, you can essentially pop 3 cards per turn almost.
Wow.
It's pretty nutty sometimes. This card, unfortunately, you don't go into it a lot because getting to Link 4s in this deck is really hard to do with your opponent's interruptions, especially in the Salamangreat matchup when they're hand trapping you to death.
Right, but if you do make them, then you're in pretty good shape.
But if you do make them, it's really helpful.
Okay.
I play Nightmare Griffin because this card is a fiend. Unfortunately, it's a light attribute, but you can still summon it during your turn when you're not locked into Dark Fiends by using the effects.
Okay.
And it also add backs a spell or a trap from the grave, so it can also get your plays to get the level 8 out of your deck again, or you can add back Imperial Order and put them under Imperial Order again.
Okay.
And then the last two are Topologic Bomber Dragon. It's a Dark Link monster level 4, so you can summon it using the Link 3 by using your opponent's stuff, and then it just locks out Link monster zones, so that's really helpful.
Right,
it also destroys, so you want to destroy your own stuff too, so that's nice. And Borrelsword Dragon for OTKs.
Okay, sweet. So overall, I mean, what would you say is like the biggest weakness for the deck?
I kind of alluded to this before, but the resource game. This deck struggles with the resource game really badly.
Okay.
Because if you think about it, say you have Armageddon Knight and a Unchained trap. You summon Armageddon Knight, Shinshadal Dragon, destroy your Unchained trap. They ash you on the trap. You've used your normal summon, you have nothing, and you've lost a trap. So you've essentially... It's
rough sometimes.
It's rough sometimes, which is why I say the Salamangreat matchup sucks, because they have so many hand traps.
Right. That makes sense. But, I mean, this is just the first wave of support that they've gotten, so, I mean...
Right.
It
Hoping
could be
for better stuff.
Right. Which, I mean, it looks like the stuff that they've got right now isn't even that bad.
No.
It's just dependent on certain situations. So, I mean, could get definitely better in the future.
I'm hoping it gets better, because I think the deck's really cool.
Right. Oh, yeah. No, I really like the art. You want to show us your side?
Yep. The side deck is a little experimental at the time. So we've got the last Phantasme in case you go into link-heavy matchups like Salamangreat.
Okay.
I play 2 no material. This is for kind of niche scenarios in like Orchest, things like that, where you just want to lock them out.
Right.
It works against Salad too, but most of the time you want Phantasme over that. 2 Ogres because it destroys. So Ogres I think is a really good interruption right now, and you can also destroy your own stuff by just chaining to your monster's like the blue one. You can chain to the blue one's activation, destroy your own monster, and then you'll get to summon the level 8 because it was destroyed.
Oh, okay.
So I think Ogre is pretty versatile in this deck, and I think it's a good interruption. 3 of probably the best side card to ever be released.
Yeah,
The Virulent Primal Being is insane. Every time you resolve this card, you're almost guaranteed to win.
Yeah, insane enough that some people are even maining it now. I mean, it's just a nutty card.
It's
really
everywhere. It's literally terrorizing Yu-Gi-Oh right now. The last Cosmic Cyclone, because like I said before, the Salamangreat matchup sucks, and I think this card is super important for the Sky Striker and Salamangreat. So if you need 3, you want 3.
Right.
My favorite card in the side deck, 3 Dark Hole.
Okay. First at LOB?
First at LOB, of course. You want to destroy your own stuff, and it's a board wipe, essentially, if your opponent doesn't have a destruction protection.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, like I said before, this card is bad in the Salamangreat matchup because of Veil Links.
Right.
But overall, this card is super solid in the side for going second.
Right. So even if they, have some protection, being able to destroy your own stuff can make it worth it.
Right. Because essentially, if you summon like the blue or the red one, destroy the board, they protect it with Veil Links. You now have the level 8, so you can just link summon their monsters.
Gotcha. And
the last 3, because I hate Sky Striker and Pendulum, Anti-Spell Fragrance. I love this card because of problematic decks like Sky Striker and Pendulum, especially the Pendulum matchup, because that's kind of a rough game too.
Okay.
But Anti-Spell Fragrance is super good right now.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, that looks like a pretty sweet deck. I know I for one enjoy that. Hopefully everyone watching, hopefully you guys like the deck. If you were looking to pick up the deck or looking for tips on how to build it, hopefully this helped you guys out. Yeah. Any shout outs you want to do or anything?
Kind of similar to what I've said before. Shout outs to everybody here at Locals. There's a really good group of guys here who are usually pretty positive, usually always joking around and laughing with each other. There's not really a bunch of toxic players here, so I really just appreciate the atmosphere here. That's why I come here whenever I can, honestly.
Yeah, awesome. Sweet.
Just shout out to everybody here. Shout out to Malevolent Gaming, of course, because I like doing deck profiles. I think it's really cool. And I get to showcase stuff that I think is cool. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we appreciate your time this evening, and for everyone watching, all the usual stuff: like, subscribe, share. I'm probably going to say the same thing every time.
Do it. This channel's growing fast. It's going to be big.
We're trying. We're trying to get up to 500 subs so we can do another giveaway. So keep sharing it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.